So, in the beginning of this story, we are shown a dark forest where a child is running away either out of fear or to escape from someone, and we see a red bus on a road passing through this forest. After going a little further, the bus finds its way blocked by a road, so the bus takes another route without knowing if there could be any danger ahead. We see nothing there, and when we go further, everyone around them has disappeared. Suddenly fog had surrounded them from all sides. The children sitting in the bus also got scared as soon as they looked at the road because the driver had to stop the bus immediately. He got down and looked and saw a dead deer in front of him. As soon as he turned back, he was shocked. The very next minute when he got on the bus again, we saw that there was a man behind him who had held the bus driver at gunpoint. He threatened all the children to sit on their seats, and everyone started obeying him, and suddenly a child sitting in the same bus remembered that he had read about this man in the news. He was a serial killer and had escaped from jail just a few days ago. Not only this, the scary thing was that this man used to kill only teenagers. Let's say he was a psycho. These people kept doing everything as per the instructions of this man. They even dropped their phones out of the window, and the driver kept driving the bus. And while driving, the driver missed another signboard on which it was written that the bus was moving towards an empty military zone, that is, a place where research had been done earlier, but now no person lived there. There was a tunnel in which many lights were running, and inside this tunnel their bus suddenly stops. They came to know that the engine of the bus had broken down. That psychopath killer thought that the driver was playing tricks with him. That is why he took a child at gunpoint and told the driver to get down and fix the bus in front of me. If you try to play tricks, I will kill this girl. I will put it in. During this time, suddenly the light of this tunnel also went off. All of them got frightened. Suddenly they started hearing a terrifying sound in this dark tunnel. The killer signaled the driver to go and see what is there. The driver also moved forward with his torch. As he kept moving towards the darkness, he started seeing a shadow. On getting closer, he came to know that it was a scary-looking person. The driver screamed in fear, and he caught him on the chest and hit him. The people sitting inside the bus were watching all this. The killer also quickly came inside the bus with the girl. These people started shouting. The killer asks them all to remain silent so that he cannot see or hear them, and tries to start the bus quickly, but the keys of the bus were not there. They were still in the driver's hands, as he had already killed them. He gives these children the job of getting the keys from the driver. As soon as Kilo reached the driver to get the keys, she was shocked to see that he was dead. The girl could not believe it. She started crying out of grief, but this was not the time to cry. She was careful not to let go of the driver's hand and came back to the bus. Even while sitting in the bus, her condition was strange. When the other children asked her about the driver, she shook them off, because he was no longer alive. Hearing this, all the children also became sad. Here also, the boy named Robert asks him to start the bus, but the bus was in bad condition. How could it start? He threatens him that if you do not start the bus, I will kill all of them. Without being afraid, he starts arguing with this killer. And as soon as he gets a chance, a child from behind pushes him. When he fell down, Robert immediately snatched a gun from his hand and then pointed it at him. Seeing this, the killer started laughing. And he said, "Only you can kill me. Hey, it takes a lot of courage to kill, which is not bearing you." Before this child could do anything, suddenly they heard a voice from the roof of the bus. This voice distracted them all, and the killer snatched his gun from them again. Now the voices coming from the top of the bus had also increased, due to which all the children got scared. And in anger the killer gets down from the bus and starts shouting, "Whoever you are, come out of the darkness and face me." He was saying all this when suddenly his voice stopped. A strange smile full of fear came on his face, and suddenly someone attacked him. The attacker separated his head from the body, and the children were completely shocked to see this from inside the bus. They became silent because they saw the head of that man in his hand, and a scary-looking woman had a chain in her hand which she had stuck inside the head of this man. They were not able to understand what to do. They decided to stay inside the bus to save their lives. But only till they started hearing strange sounds from outside the bus. The door of the bus opened with a rumbling sound, and they saw the big hands of the monster on the seat of the bus. They were forced to go inside the bus, and to save themselves, they started running down from the other door of the bus, but this door did not open. They had torches in their hands, which when accidentally pointed towards the monster, they noticed that the monster is scared of this light. Taking advantage of this very thing, they kept the monster at a distance with the help of light, in such a time that the door of their bus opened and they got off the bus. Keeping the light towards the monster, they kept running forward and reached inside a bunker. There was a room inside this bunker, on which a map of the whole place was made, in which they found out that there is a military base. And if this was a military base, then there could have been lights and control panels here, and finally they had to avoid the monster, so somehow they had to turn on the control panel so that the lights would turn on, and a monster would stay away from them, and finally they would be able to escape. They find the control panel and decide to turn it on. Keeping the map, they make a complete plan and think where the control panel could be, and with that they go to find the power point. While the three sitting here were passing their time in a strange way, now she tells these two boys that she has to go to the washroom. She could not go alone because she was scared. So I went with her. She was being disturbed in the conversation. So now she was not giving him any answer. It was quite late. When she turned towards him, she felt something strange. Finally he looked back and found Queenie there. He was shocked. He started looking for her here and there while shouting loudly. His friend also came to know that Queenie was missing. They started looking for Queenie in the whole area, and finally reached a place where they saw Queenie, but this time there was a monster above her. A terrible monster who was about to bite Queenie on the neck and eat her. Queenie herself was in a state of unconsciousness. Here he destroys the monster by showing fire to it, while his other friend managed to take out Queenie from under him. Queenie and both of them started running fast towards here to escape, but he was not behind them. In fact, he got saved by the hand of the window, and she fell down into the water, and now the monster was just about to attack her, strange from his mouth. These things come out and fall on Reggie's face, and it was not blood, and when his friend's eyes looked at Reggie, he was shocked. Now they could not do anything, and before it could eat the monster, suddenly a light comes on here, due to which the poster gets scared and leaves, and these people understand that their friends have finally found the generator here, Nolan, and along with him the one who had found this generator and turned it on, found a room nearby in which a dead body was lying, and along with it there were many pictures and notes. These notes had information only for this. It seemed as if someone had done a lot of research on this, and then he was not able to kill this person. Anyway, their point was not to read all this. Their point was that they should get out of the car quickly. When they turned back, they saw a strange shadow from a distance. Both of them stopped and held their breath, because the one coming was also the master. Because the coming master is also could have, but it was known that this is someone not the master, but all three of them there were friends whom he was happy to see. He heard this happiness only for a moment, It was because the moment he did he saw a mark on the neck. That wound there was a very deep wound in which blood was coming out of it, but it was known that it was someone, not the master, but all three of them there were friends whom he was happy to see. He heard this happiness only for a moment. It was because the moment he did he saw a mark on the neck. That wound there was a very deep wound, in which blood was coming out of it, caused by monster bite. It could have happened now. Queenie, infected by the monster, be changed into, says that among them, maybe not with us, Queenie should be kept, but these people like this, saying no, keeping Queenie together. What will happen with her? There is information about this thing to take the same room again. I go where they first. He got many notes about the monster lying there. One of the many notes that happened, pick up the notebook and let's start reading the story, was that with his sister exploring new places it felt so good. And so on. These people are explorers for a day. Come to this military base. Went the boy who told this story. Look at the map here. He watched and remained behind while his sister continued to read back and forth, and suddenly she was shocked. There is something strange inside the same bag. Seen behind him is his brother. He was standing on his side. It is too late now, screaming from inside the tunnel. The sounds were coming from it. He himself got scared and went inside. Instead of saving her sister, she went to the jungle and started running to save life they can't save. And go from here. There is a scene that we started the movie I saw this time. This child gone from here, but now this incident remained in the mind. This thing remained in his heart, that because of his negligence the sister was killed, and now she is from that thing. He wanted to take revenge. His sister was killed years ago despite passing. It is nothing he forgot about this monster. Research about him. One by one the thing was found out, and then the plan was made. How can he kill it? Even a machine to kill him was made, but before that his bad luck could have killed him. He came to know of his presence here, killed him. Made by him. These people also came to know from the note. Find out that those who are attacked does, or whose blood he tasted, takes lives by killing him, and there was too much danger. These people decide that Queenie, these people to save that man. The work started by people will complete. His machine will complete, and that monster will kill, but says no one endangers himself because of me. I will not put but all of it. They say they were good friends. We are all alive from here. All of them think that they will escape. They start looking each other, then work on your plan together. They start doing it after a while, after hard work. These people of that man, even after completing the machine, let's get it working. Now they were very happy to see this, but the main work was still left. That monster of this machine bringing forth, for which these people are one drenched in blood. Keep these clothes in an empty place. They give it so that they smell it. Come there at a short distance. He was also standing, so that these people come to the right place. Then light the light and kill him according to the plan. That monster is theirs. Came forward smelling the fragrance. He also picked up the clothes. But the Queenie was not there. She had gone at the same time. That trigger is down. Had to do, but unfortunately, that the trigger got stuck, and the monster came after Queenie. Before monster could attack Queenie, at one point they turned on the trigger of the machine, and when a lot of bullets fell on the monster left Queenie, and his other companions ran out of the canal, and here the son's companion ran fast, and shot him in the stomach, but unfortunately nothing happened to him. Now the only solution they had was to run away from here to save their lives. They started running towards the people with torches in their hands, but now the monster was after them. The two girls had come out of the tunnel this time. As soon as he came out of the tunnel, he felt relieved and looked back where his friends were still not coming. And now the molester was also standing in front of him. These people started trembling with fear. The monster did not come out because behind we also see those three boys who now came close to this monster and set it on fire from below and came out of the tunnel. The monster burned in the fire, and finally their plan was to kill it. All their lives were saved, not only for themselves, they had ended the danger for all the people who would come here in future. That is why they were very happy. In the last day of the story, these children remember their driver, who had asked them a riddle, that what is that thing which takes us out of every difficulty? At that time they did not know the answer to this riddle, but now they understood that the thing is courage, which takes any person out of any difficulty. Even while dying, he had taught them a very big lesson which was going to be very useful in their life, and this story ends here telling just this.